Most parasite cleanses will not tell you that you should change your diet before parasite cleansing. Now, technically, parasite herbs are strong enough and they will work on parasites regardless of what somebody's diet looks like. However, why feed the organisms that you are trying to clear out? When somebody's diet is mucus forming and clogging the lymphatic system, clogging the liver, clogging up the colon, it's a recipe for adverse reaction while parasite cleansing. It's really important that the elimination pathways are supported best you can during a parasite cleanse to avoid any unpleasant die-off symptoms. Things like nausea, rashes, constipation, bloating, gas. All of these are symptoms of parasite cleansing when the body is not eliminating properly and you're trying to kill off these organisms. So the deeper you go with your diet, the deeper the herbs can work, and you will have a much more pleasant experience. Parasites are supposed to live in our body. They are part of our microbiome human ecosystem. They are called upon when our internal terrain requires them. For example, if we eat excess animal product and we have that multiple times a day, it starts to sit in our digestive tract. When animal product sits in the digestive tract, the body calls upon parasites to help break down this flesh that's just sitting there. This is one of the ways that parasites start to grow in abundance in the body. And this is when it becomes a problem, when there is an overgrowth of this organism. When the microbiome is in balance, parasites, yeast, bacteria will all live in harmony together. But symptoms start to arise when any one of these types of organisms start to overgrow. In order to keep the microbiome balanced, it's recommended to parasite cleanse at least twice a year. Anti-parasitic herbs and anti-parasitic foods actually work on a lot of the microorganisms in the body. They work on parasites, they work on yeast, other funguses, candida, and bacteria that have all overgrown in the microbiome. So technically, when you do a parasite cleanse, you are keeping in check all of these microorganisms. The best protocol for parasite cleansing is done in 2 intervals. Each interval of parasite cleansing will last from 10 to 14 days long in a typical parasite cleanse. But sometimes people will do an extended parasite cleanse if they've never done one before and have their intervals lasting 1 month long. Regardless of how long your intervals last, you need to take a break between interval number 1 and interval number 2. The purpose of interval number 1 is to kill off parasites that are fully developed, that are grown and susceptible to herbs that are going to kill them or foods that are going to kill them. These parasites that are fully grown do lay eggs in the body. These eggs have a tough outer coating and can be resistant to the formulas that we're using to clear them out. But when we take the break between interval 1 and interval 2, this allows these eggs to hatch and these parasites become vulnerable to what we're going to use to kill them off. This break can last 2 to 3 weeks before you go back into interval number 2, back on your herbal formulas, back on your anti-parasitic foods for another 10 to 14 days in a typical parasite cleanse or another month in an extended parasite cleanse. I hope that gave you some clues of what to look for when you're buying a parasite cleanse and making sure that you're doing a parasite cleanse effectively when you do it. Parasite cleansing. The best protocol for an effective parasite cleanse is these eggs are usually resistant. These eggs have a tough outer coating and can be resistant to the things